Hello, good day. I am Daniel Denise Bahade and I will be reporting a research article review on protozoan parasites in drinking water, a system approach for improved water, sanitation, and hygiene in developing countries. So the acronym WASH means water, sanitation, and hygiene, and performing proper WASH could prevent more than 2 million deaths of children under the age of 5 annually. The main cause of these deaths is diarrhea. 78% or 1.46 million of these deaths occur in African and Southeast Asian regions, and protozoan parasites being the second most frequent etiological causes of deaths among children under 5 years of age. Globally, these parasitic protozoa are responsible for 1.7 billion cases of diarrhea, which leads to 842,000 deaths per year. Diseases caused by protozoan parasites cause epidemic and endemic diseases in both developed and developing countries. However, developed countries have better hygiene conditions, therefore, protozoan parasites are not the main cause of these diseases. On the other hand, in the developing countries where people consume both treated and untreated water, there is a higher rate of protozoan diseases. For the past few years, there is an increase in the number of cases of outbreaks of waterborne parasitic diseases worldwide, and the reason is poorly maintained community sanitary and water supply systems. Tests for protozoa in this water supply system were also absent. So let's go to the flow of the study. First is the abstract, then I'll be giving an overview and classification of protozoa and their effect on people's health, discuss different ways to improve accessibility to improved WASH, suggest an institutional approach to ensure improved WASH, and then the discussion and the conclusion. So this is the abstract of the study. So for the objective, the main objective of the paper is to review the current state of WASH-related health problems caused by parasitic protozoa. So this is an overview of the methodology. So first is protozoa classification and occurrence. So there are about 15,000 species of protozoa. However, Sarcodina, flagellate, sporozoa, and infusoria are the main classes that have a significance on health. So the Toxoplasma gondii, Entamoeba histolytica, Cyclospora cayetanensis is the spora belli, Blastocytis hominis, Balantidium coli, and etc. are parasitic protozoa that are transmitted in water and causes infection in humans. However, cryptosporidiosis and giardiasis are the most common water-related parasitic infections. So they are zoonotic agents that are most commonly identified in contaminated drinking water outbreaks. 71% of giardiasis outbreaks occur in surface water, while 53% of cryptosporidiosis outbreaks happens in the groundwater system. They mainly cause diarrhea, especially among children in developing countries. So conventional water treatment methods mainly aim at the removal of pathogenic bacteria such as E. coli, Salmonella, etc. Therefore, cysts and oocysts of protozoa, which are found in waste, surface, and groundwater sources, can also be found in drinking water samples even after treatment. They can go through the water treatment system because of their small size. Cysts are responsible for transmission of giardiasis and oocyst for cryptosporidiosis, and both can survive in cold water for a long time. The infection begins with ingestion, and because of defecation, they are excreted into the external environment and infect other hosts. So, water pollution mechanism. So, since we know that the source of infection for cryptosporidiosis and giardiasis is an infected human or animal who secretes invasive cysts or oocysts in their feces, let us look into the water pollution mechanism. A study carried out in Japan showed that cryptosporidiosis oocysts were present in 35% of filtered water samples and Giardia cyst is 12%. Both are also capable of maintaining viability up to 6 to 12 months or more in water. It is because they have a thick protective wall around them. Fecal matter in the water supply and lack of hygiene are said to be the main cause of waterborne diseases. Feces can enter the water supply by wastewater overflow, non-functioning sewage system, contaminated storm drains, and agricultural effluent. So let's tackle the drinking water treatment. So first is the traditional water treatment. So traditional water treatments reduce microorganisms that cause a concern for public health. So it involves coagulation, flocculation, and settling to separate solids from liquids when particles settle with the help of gravity. So microbial agents like protozoa, bacteria, and viruses are removed in coagulation and flocculation, and it has a 90% removal efficiency. Infiltration, there are different kinds. First is the rapid filtration, which is a simple screen filter which does not remove microbial pathogens effectively. There is a slow sand filters, which is effective in removing microbial contamination, and then the pressure actuated membrane processes, which is mostly used in USA and Europe, which is a great alternative to the traditional purification and removal of protozoal cysts. So first kind is the microfiltration, which has the largest pores. It has 0.1 to 10 micrometer, and it has the highest permeability. Ultrafiltration pores is 0.002 to 0.1 micrometer. Its permeability is lower and it requires higher pressure. Protozoan cysts are 4 to 15 micrometer, so they are filtered in this pressure-actuated membrane processes. Nanofiltration, its pores is around 0.001 micrometer, and it is widely used for water softening. Reverse osmosis have the smallest pores, 0.001 micrometer, and it is needed for drinking water preparation of seawater, brackish water, or groundwater. Next is the disinfection. So it is essential in most treatment facilities, especially in surface water. The first commonly used disinfectant is chlorine. It is used for drinking water in both developing and developed countries. It reduces the risk of diarrhea caused by E. coli among children by 29%, but it is ineffective against protozoa. Chlorine dioxide, on the other hand, is an undissociated gas dissolved in water. It is a strong disinfectant. It is biocidal efficacy is higher than chlorine, and it is also an effective disinfectant against Giardia and Cryptosporidium. It kills 90% of its cysts and oocysts. Unfortunately, it is 5 to 10 times more expensive than chlorine. And next is ozone, which is a very strong oxidant, which is toxic to most pathogens in water. It is used to improve taste and color as well as to remove organic and inorganic compounds. The downside is its cost and need for operating and service infrastructure and no residual protection in the distribution system. Lastly is the UV radiations. It irreparably damages the DNA of parasitic protozoa. It does not depend on chemical additives. It requires short contact time and no disinfection byproducts left behind. The disadvantage is that differences in efficiency between various types of UV lamps and reactor designs, inability to measure the lamp dose in the practice, interference in turbidity, and no residual protection in water distribution system. So next, let's talk about the sanitation management. So, the use of wastewater for domestic, industrial, and agricultural purposes is an important method of reusing water when providing sanitary and environmental guarantees. Primary treatment for this wastewater removes contaminants. Therefore, secondary treatment should also be done in order to guarantee clean water. However, even after the secondary treatment, only 86% is the removal efficiency of cryptosporidium, while 90% for Giardia. So, pit latrines, uh, it is here in this picture. It is the simplest, most inexpensive form of improved sanitation. Where pit latrines are common, more than 2 billion people use groundwater as a source of drinking water. Therefore, there are concerns that it can affect human health and the environment in low-income countries. Because of this, there are standards on the construction of these toilets. In Haiti, toilets should be 30 meters away from any source of drinking water, while WaterAid suggests that it should be at least 50 meters apart. And 1.11 billion people do not currently have sanitation. Therefore, pit latrines is the most basic option for low-income countries to improve their sanitation. In terms of personal hygiene, education in sanitation and hygiene, availability of good quality water, good sanitary conditions, and proper disposal of human and animal excrements are important factors in reducing protozoal infections. Washing hands before preparing and eating food, after going to the bathroom, after changing diapers, and before and after taking care of someone who is sick can protect people from many kinds of diseases. Water tanks should also be clean, and water purification in the household level should also be practiced. Safe disposal of human feces prevents the spread of protozoan parasites found in feces. According to Futrell et al., practicing proper disposal can reduce the risk of intestinal diseases by 32%. So in terms of the institutional approach to ensure improved WASH, Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, aka Global Goals, aims for the provision of clean water and sanitation for all. It consists of 6 goals to be achieved by 2030, but we will only be mentioning 3. So target 6.1 is to achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all. Target 6.2 is to achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, and this involves ending open defecation and paying special attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations. Target 6.3 is to improve water quality by reducing pollution, and it involves eliminating dumping, minimizing release of hazardous chemicals and materials, having the proportion of untreated wastewater, and substantially increasing recycling and safe reuse globally. Moving forward to the discussion, clean water, proper disposal of biological waste, and improved hygiene behavior are important factors in preventing the transmission of cryptosporidiosis and giardiasis. Protection of drinking water from these protozoa is a serious problem for water supply organizations around the world. Therefore, the treatment of drinking water, which includes a combination of different disinfectants and filtration technologies to remove the inactive various microbial pathogens, will guarantee a lower risk of microbial contamination. There is also a need to study better purification methods that can be more effectively eliminate these organisms to prevent further waterborne and water-washed outbreaks caused by Giardia and Cryptosporidium. Furthermore, besides improving water supply and sewerage systems to prevent or minimize the risk of spreading protozoan parasites, measures should be focused on hygienic behavior of the people. So, in conclusion, an improved WASH is necessary to solve health problems caused by parasitic protozoa. Proper drinking water purification is essential for safe drinking water. personal hygiene contributes greatly in preventing the spread of infections. Good sanitation can protect our bodies from different kinds of diseases, and proper wastewater treatment, management, and excrement disposal in every household is essential to prevent feces from entering sources of water supply. Institutionally, an appropriate body should also monitor this system in order to assess the risk and effectiveness of a water treatment system, especially in developing countries. So that is all po. Thank you for listening.